Hi, I'm Carol Jurgensen Sheets, aka Carol the Coach. And what I know to be true is if you're a sex addict and you're not in a relationship, this is by far the hardest addiction to beat because it comes down to you. It comes down to your desire. Do you want to get healthy? Accountability. Can you find people to be accountable with so that you maximize the effort that you're making? See, what we know to be true is that sex addicts have spent a lifetime of lying. They've hidden their addiction, they've hidden their behaviors, they have created so many lies that they don't even know when they're lying to themselves. And if you don't have somebody to help keep you honest, it is a lot harder. So I do want you to know that I do get it. And what I tell the people that I work with is, if you're in a relationship, please consider staying in it to work through it and to help it anchor you to the right thing to do next. So many people in the program say, hey, just put your next foot forward, doing the right thing. But if you're single, and you don't necessarily have that accountability. You don't have somebody who's kind of checking a lot of your moves. You don't have anybody to work with towards. That means it has to come from within here. And that in itself can be very, very difficult. And here's why. This addiction has created neurocircuitry that is deeply rutted. And to change those ruts means that you have to find substituting behaviors that make you feel good. They produce dopamine. They make you feel like you have better self-esteem. Now, when you're a sex addict, you carry shame and pain. And if you're living alone, if you're going home alone, the number two and number one triggers are loneliness and boredom that contribute towards sexual acting out. And if you're single, you probably have that, and you filled that with pornography, prostitutes, escorts, and now you've got to find other behaviors that fill your time. Now, I always say, if you're looking at those 10 recovery tools, the first 5 have to be meetings, and you probably are going to need lots of them. It may sound like a punishment to do 90 meetings in 90 days, but I promise that once you get into it, you don't want to give it up. So lots of meetings, a temporary or a permanent sponsor, somebody who can guide you. I know you want to do it all by yourself, but you can't. So find a mentor, find a sponsor. Then you need to do your reading, whether it be the Green Book, whether it be the White Book, whether it be Celebrate Recovery, whether it be Recovery Nation, whether it be Smart Recovery. You've got to be able to read your literature every day. And then clearly, the next thing you have to be able to do is to work that internal process so you feel better and better about who you are, and that combats that negative, low self-esteem, self-loathing that you felt about being a sex addict. And I do know that you felt those things. Last but not least, you got to have fellowship. Whether it's Smart Recovery, Celebrate Recovery, 12-step programs, you've got to develop a new group of friends so that you can go play pool, go play ping pong, go boating. I had a couple of guys that worked with me. They parachuted out of an airplane. They decided to provide that risk and that adrenaline that they got from sex addiction by doing something that was equally as risk-taking and thrilling, but not illegal and not against their moral ethics. So if I were going to ask you to come up with 10 things that provide risk, that provide thrills, that provide stimulation, that provide dopamine to replace your drug or drugs of choice, and you know what I mean. I'm talking your drug that is alcohol, OxyContin, sleeping medication, marijuana, and sex. You know, drugs get fused with sex acting out, and then it all becomes one big mess. All right. Now, again, if you're single, you've got to come up with that on your own. And, more often than not, what I believe catapults you into change is to do an intensive, to do a workshop, or even to do residential treatment. It just expedites the drama and the trauma that's in your life that you want to get rid of. So I want you to surf the net and look for healthy resources for you. And if you've got an extreme sexual addiction, then guess what? I want you to find extreme measures that'll make things better. Because you're worth it. And if you're by yourself, you've got to be able to find enough self-worth to remind yourself you're worth it. You're worth the money, you're worth the time, you're worth the energy, and you're worth the effort. Money, time, energy, and effort. You are worth it. And I've said it a million times. When you work a good recovery program and you're liking yourself and you're giving back, you are better than 95% of those men or women out there. You found the golden ticket, and that's what life's all about. So get rid of this addiction. Go to sexhelp.com and find a therapist or a coach near you. Put in your zip code. Get somebody who specializes in this. Or you can always go to SASH, which is the Society for Healthy Sex, and look for one of their experts. What I'm telling you is you don't have to do it alone. You don't. And what I know to be true is that when you work it, it absolutely, positively, indubitably works. I'm Carol Jurgensen Sheets, and that's AKA Carol the Coach. And I just want you to believe in yourself as much as I believe in you. So we'll talk later. But get to work.